In today's video, we're going to be talking about Amado, who he really is, and what are his true motives. Amado is probably one of the most suspicious characters in Boruto, as we know little to nothing about him. This means that any information given to us about Amado is incredibly useful in finding out who he really is and what are his true motives. In my last video, I disrespected Shikamaru as a character because he was not really doing anything in the past few chapters. However, Shikamaru makes up for his past mistakes as he proved his intelligence and critical thinking abilities in Chapter 68. In Chapter 68, Shikamaru decides to go and attack and confront Amado by himself so that he could draw code out into the village. This was a great discovery and plan from Shikamaru because he knew that Code would place a claw mark on him, so he planned out a way to draw Code out and eliminate him immediately. He planned on eliminating Code using Delta as Amado had reprogrammed her and made her to protect the village. However, out of nowhere, Ida comes and asks Amado if Code's limiters can be removed. Then we see an extremely scared Amado, and to be honest, I have never seen Amado this scared, which means that he was not prepared for this situation. And on the topic of Amado and his potential daughter, it is clear to us that it isn't Ida. As Amado has said in the past, he has a daughter and not a son. This means that he cannot be referring to Ida, as Ida has Damien as a little brother. So if Ida was Amado's daughter, it would mean that Amado would also have a son that Amado has never talked about. Now let's go back to the fact that Amado has made a brand new cyborg that we all expected to be a character quite significant, maybe Shisui, Madara for some people, but it ended up being Delta. And we were all disappointed. I won't lie to you, I was a little disappointed too. But later on, through a bit more research, I understood why Kishimoto did this. And this is because Delta being the cyborg reveals so much about Amado. Remember, the only thing we know about Amado is that he has a daughter, and he tells Naruto in the anime that he can relate to his worrying about Boruto's current situation because he had a daughter himself. And to be honest, there is definitely an argument to be made that Delta is potentially Amado's daughter. This is because Amado seems to have some sort of attachment to Delta. There was literally no reason for Amado to bring back Delta as a cyborg and allow her to keep her same personality or appearance. He could have basically made a robot, somebody who resembles Garo or any other character in the series, but he had to make somebody like Delta. Some may say that, oh, he was just using the blueprints. This is a good point, but we have seen in the series how problematic Delta's personality can be, but Amado decided to keep that same personality. I believe that Delta could be Amado's dead daughter, which would explain why he seems so attached to Delta. Amado would have probably used his dead daughter's personality and appearance to make a new cyborg that resembles her. That cyborg is Delta. And he would do so that he could still feel like his daughter is still there with him. When it comes to the most recent chapter, it seems like Amado was not really prepared for Code and Ida to invade the village. This is because he believed Ida was killed off or destroyed by Boro. But in the end, this is not the case. Boro ended up keeping Ida alive as he fell in control to Ida through her abilities. And it seems throughout the community that most people believe that Amado is this invincible character that knows everything that is going to happen. But what if he's just not that type of character? What if he's just some sort of scientist that has a grudge against the Otsutsuki's and has been doing everything to defeat them? This grudge and hate towards the Otsutsuki's will probably be linked to the death of Amado's daughter. As if the Otsutsuki killed his daughter in some terrible way, it would explain why he hates the Otsutsuki's and is doing everything to go against them. This is why he played a major part in Ishiki's death, as he wants to hit back at the Otsutsuki's and get his revenge. And to be honest, I understand why he would do that, and he would even go so far to use Kawaki as a way to attack the Otsutsuki's himself, as he knows that he doesn't have that power. In addition, As Naruto and now Amado have shown throughout the series, a bond that a father or parent has with his children is strong enough to allow them to do anything to protect them or even avenge their deaths. But this isn't the only problem that the village is facing. And to see the other problem that the village is about to face, you have to watch this video right here where I talk about Naruto's biggest mistake.